Good morning, students. I hope you are fit and fine and ready with your pen and paper. Yesterday, we learned that how important are dates. Today, we are going to start with topic which dates. For British historians in India, they dedicated their history books and dates were linked to their personalities like first Governor General Warren Hastings and ended with last Viceroy Lord Mountbatten. So, my first question, please note it down. Who was the first Governor General of India? I repeat, who was the first Governor General of India? Answer is Warren Hastings. I repeat, answer is Warren Hastings. My next question is who was the last Viceroy of India? Who was last Viceroy of India? Answer is Lord Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten. Now I show you one image of Warren Hastings from textbook. Okay, students. So, can we not write about the history of this period in different way? How do we focus on the activities of different groups and classes of Indian society within the form of this history of governor generals? In the histories that revolve around the life of British governor generals, the activities of Indians simply do not fit. Clearly, we need another format for our history. It means that the old dates will no longer have the significance of their earlier had. It means all their focus are totally around their Britishers, their officers, and their culture. They totally ignored our Indian cultures and our Indian heritage. Before I will finish this topic, I would like to ask some questions. Who was the first Governor General of India? Yes, you are right. Warren Hastings. Who was the last Viceroy of India? Yes, you are right. Lord Mountbatten. So, British historians included and British historians included Indian society and personalities in their books? Yes or no? Yes, you are right. No. Now, our next topic is how do we periodize? In 1817, James Mill, a Scottish economist and political philosopher, published a massive three-volume work, A History of British India. So, my next question is which book was published by James Mill in 1817? I repeat, which book was published by James Mill in 1817? And answer is A History of British India. I repeat, A History of British India. In this, he divided Indian history into three periods: Hindu, Muslim, and British. So, my next question is who divided Indian history into three periods: Hindu, Muslim, and British? My next question is who divided Indian history into three periods: Hindu, Muslim, and British? And answer is James Mill. And answer is James Mill. Today, I will give you one activity. Interview your mother or father or another family member of your family to find out about their life and then divide their life into different periods. Okay, students? I will check this activity on my next lecture. Why do we try and divide history into different periods? This is a fundamental question. Because we want to capture the characteristics of time. It means we have to note it down some particular events of that time. Mill thought that all Asian societies were at a lower level of civilization than Europe. According to his telling of history, before the British came to India, Hindu and Muslim king ruled the country. And religious intolerance, caste taboos, and superstitious practice dominated social life. Do you agree with James Smith? I don't think so. Maybe he was partly correct, but he was not fully right. Indians have very wide heritage and their own beautiful culture. Am I right, students? And in any case, we we cannot refer to any period of history as Hindu or Muslim was not correct. To do so, the lives and practice of the other do not really matter. Other historians have usually divided Indian history into ancient, medieval, modern. So, my next question is, other historians divided Indian history into how many parts and their name? I repeat my questions. Other historians have usually divided Indian history into how many parts and their names? Answer is three parts: ancient, medieval, and modern. This division too has its problem. It is a periodization that is borrowed from the West, and Indian culture and heritage was totally ignored. Therefore, many historians refer to this period as a colonial. So, in my next lecture, we will study about colonial. Before I finished my today's session, I will show you the mind map of these topics. First, which dates, and second is how do we periodize? How do we periodize? Okay, students, bye.